Okay, hello everyone. We're going to go over some examples solving surface area of a 3D object. So before we start with the examples, let's quickly review some of the areas of polygons that we need to know to calculate surface area. So the first is a square. So a square is the object that has equal four sides. So all sides around the square is equal. So the area of a square the formula is, if we call the side as the S, the letter S, then will be just the S times S. The area of the square is S squared. Second object is called the circle. So circle is a round object and it has the dimension as the radius as the R, starting from the center of the circle to any point on the circle outside the circle, on the line of the circle. So area of the circle, the formula is R times pi. So pi is irrational number, so you can either use a 3.1 at 3.14 as the approximate, or you could use just the pi button in your calculator, and it is pi r squared. Okay, next object is a triangle. Okay, to find the area of a triangle, we need to have the two measurements. So the bottom line or bottom side, I'm going to call that B as the base, and inside that triangle, it's called the height. The height is the length from the vertex on the top to the base, and that is in perpendicular relationship, so which is a right angle. So the area of a triangle can be found as base times height divided by 2. So divided by 2 is same as multiply by 1/2. The formula for triangle's area is base times height divided by 2. And the last one is the rectangle. So rectangle is quadrilateral that has different sides, same length, that are opposite, parallel, and these two are in the same length. So we need two measurements. We're going to call that W for width and L for length. So area of a rectangle is simply length times width. Okay, so once you understand, or once you know how to find the area of these 4 objects, then we are good to go to find the surface area of a 3D object. So let's try a few examples. Example 1. So let's start with a rectangular prism. So we have object looks like this, and I'm going to label all the sides. So it will be, I'm going to call that 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and 7 centimeters. So what we have is base and the height. Okay, so first step is we have to count how many sides we have in this 3D object. So we have top, bottom, front, back, left, and right. So we have 6 faces, and then we're gonna determine the shape of each side, and we're gonna find the dimensions and calculate the area. And once you have all the faces areas, then we're going to add all those numbers to get the surface area. So that's our plan. So 6 faces, front, back, left, right, top, and bottom. So those are 6. So let's do front. So front is this one. So this is a rectangle with the dimensions 3 centimeters, and that is same as the height, which is 7 centimeters. So it will be 3 times 7, which is 21. Okay, so that will be the front. And because it's the rectangular prism, the front and back will be the same dimensions. So it will be the same as the front, which is 3 times 7, 21. And let's do a left side. So left or right. So since the left and right will be the same, so I'm just going to do this side, which is the right. So this is also rectangular shape. So it will be 4 by 7. So 4 times 7, which is 28. And left is also same. So 4 times 7, which is 28. Last set of faces. I'm going to use a different color. This is the top. So top is right there, which is same as the bottom. The dimensions are 3 and 4. So it will be 3 times 4, which is 12. 3 times 4, that's 12. So we have 6 faces. All you need to do is add these numbers to get the answer. The surface area is 21 plus 28 plus 12 plus 21 plus 28 plus 12. Since each number is repeated twice, what we can do is we can just add 3 different faces and multiply by 2. So what is 21 plus 28 plus 12? Using your calculator, 61 times 2, which is 122. So this is in centimeters. For surface area, the unit is squared centimeters. So make sure you have the correct unit. Once you get the sum on the test or quiz, make sure you indicate what is your final answer so your teacher can quickly find your answer. Okay, on next page, let's try another example of finding surface area. This time, we're going to try a special prism, example 2. So this time we're going to do a cylinder. Cylinder is a prism that has the circular shape for the top and bottom faces. So here's example, circle on the top, and there's another circle in the same shape and same size on the bottom. So for the surface area of a cylinder, we need to have a radius, which is the length from the center to any point on the circle. And we're going to call that 3 centimeters. And we need to have the height, call that 6 centimeters. And the question is, find surface area of this cylinder. So cylinder has 2 faces, top and bottom, and there is another face all around on the side, and it's called the lateral face. So we have to have 3 different or 3 areas for the faces. So top, bottom, and maybe you can call that side. Okay, so top one is a circular shape, circle. The bottom is also a circle. The side, which means this area. If you imagine you unfold this cylinder, if you unfold it, then it will be a long rectangle. It will be a rectangle like this. And we label the dimensions. So circles will have the radius as 3 centimeters. The lateral side face will have, so from here to here is representing the height, which is 6 centimeters. And we need to have this side as well. So imagine you fold it again. That means this side will go around the circle of the top or bottom face. So if you go around the circle, that means it's the length of the circle around. So this is called the circumference, which is not given. So we need to find that circumference using the formula. So note, to find the circumference is when you're given with the circle with the radius r, circumference is 2 times pi times r. So let's find the area for each side. So area of the circle is pi times r squared. So it will be pi times 3 times 3. So it will be 9 pi. I'm going to leave the pi as the symbol, and then we're going to use that pi button at the end. The bottom area is same as the top, so it will be just the 9 pi again. And the side area is circumference will be 2 times pi times it's the 3 as the radius, so it will be 6 pi. Once you have the circumference, the area of the side is just the rectangular shapes area, which is the length times width. So area is 6 times 6 pi, which is 36 pi. So circumference of the circular shape is 6 pi. So once you have that circumference, we can find the area of the rectangle as area length times width, which is 6 times 6 pi, which is 36 pi. So we've got the area of the circles, 9 pi, 9 pi, and 36 pi for the lateral face. So once you have those three, the surface area of this cylinder is 9 pi plus 9 pi plus 36 pi, which is 54 pi. Or if you want to use the pi button in your calculator, it will be approximately 169.6, and the unit is area, so it will be square centimeters. So you can either write the answer using the pi as a symbol, or you could write it as just a numerical value using pi button in your calculator. So there are 2 ways to write the answer. We're going to do one last example using pyramid instead of prism this time. Find the surface area of this pyramid. Pyramid is a 3D object, unlike the prism, which has 2 top and bottom faces. For pyramid, there is only one base. There is only one base. Pyramid has only one base. Prism has 2 bases. So here's an example, and this one is called square pyramid. The reason we call it square pyramid is the base is the square. The base is this part. Doesn't look like a square, but we're gonna call it a square. They're all in right angle, 90 degrees, and each side of the square is 10 centimeters. And another piece of information that we are given with is the height of the triangle. So this is the height, or we are not given with the triangle's height. We are given with the side length of the triangle. So this side is 13 centimeters, and this is also 13 centimeters. So which means a triangle on the side. So if we rewrite it, we draw the side. The triangles on the side, the dimensions are 13 centimeters, 13 centimeters, and 10 centimeters on the bottom. So this is isosceles triangles. Okay, so this is the side. And for the base, or the bottom, is a square, which is 10 centimeters. Okay, and we're going to find the area for each. So triangle, remember the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So that's the formula. So we've got the base as 10, but we don't have the height, so we would have to find what the height is. So this is the isosceles triangle, so that means we can just look at the one side of the triangle and figure out the height using the Pythagorean theorem. So let's use the color code. I'm going to use this side. I'm going to use this side to figure out the height. So since the height is going to divide the bottom length into half, to find the height, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. This will be just the half of 10. So this is the 5. So using the a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So height is the, I'm going to call the 5 as the b, 5 as a, and height as the b, and c as the 13. So that's the, if you're not sure what to do here, then make sure you review Pythagorean theorem, which will be on another video. Okay, so 5 squared plus h squared, so that's the h, is equal to 13 squared. So to find the h squared is 13 squared minus 5 squared, and h is square root of 13 squared minus 5 squared. And put those into the calculator to figure out the square root value is 144, which is 12. So we've got the height of the triangle as 12. So we're to apply that into the formula. So going back to the formula, the base is 10, height is 12, and divided by 2, and that is equal to 60. Okay, so area of the one triangle, just one, is 60 square centimeters, and the bottom base of a square is 10 times 10, which is 100 square centimeters. Okay, so we're going to use these two values to figure out the surface area. We're going to use these two values to figure out the surface area right over here. So surface area of this pyramid is the area of a triangle, which we've got how many triangles? We've got 4 triangles, so it will be 4 times 60. And then we have this one square, which is 100. So it will be 240 plus 100, which is 340 square centimeters. So that's how we get the answer, surface area of the square pyramid. Okay, so that's it for surface area for 3D objects. On the next video, I'm going to go over how to find the volumes of a 3D objects for pyramids, cylinders, and prisms. Thanks for watching.